So tell us a little bit about how and why you created this resource and what's happening with it now.
Well, originally I created it, Shannon, because it's just so amazing what the iPad is doing for our children on the spectrum. It's fantastic. We have kids out there who are nonverbal, and we originally thought that they were also, cognitively delayed, but with the iPad, they're not. We're finding out our kids are just kids. They're typing and they're telling us fantastic things, and it's opened so many doors. But when it first came out, nobody knew about it. And I was quite frankly told it was a toy, and not to use it with my students. Luckily, we have a back room, so we all went to the back room and we used it. And so I just sat down and started writing. I said, everyone needs to know about this. Well, luckily enough, there was enough bright people in the world. We were all finding out at the same time. And so I put it down. My first book was basically an app review, apps for autism. And it had like 200, 250 apps that were reviewed and kind of clumped into areas. And it was fantastic. And my whole thing was to say, hey, look at what this can do. It can help your child communicate. It can teach them how to communicate. It works on fine motor, social skills. There's just so much out there we need to harness. And it was excellent. So everyone's finding out about this. And now I come up with Apps for Autism, the revised edition. And I thought, how can I make that better? I really, really need to make it better. I need to make it more of a resource. So I contacted all the really cool people out there doing great stuff with technology and the top professionals in their area. And I said, hey, can you write a little bit for this book? So they did. So I got all these fantastic professionals giving you the state-of-the-art information on technology and their little area of expertise, all these little niche areas. And it had just developed into this fantastic resource. So I'm very, very proud of the current edition of Apps for Autism, revised and expanded.
Okay, and so I love this because it was always a great resource and something really remarkable. I think something really needed because we hear from families all the time who go, well, I know my kid loves the iPad, and we may have one app that the child plays with over and over again, but I feel like I might be missing something. And there hasn't to date been a really good way to be able to figure out the breadth of all the things that are available and get some recommendations. So this has always been a brilliant, brilliant resource, but now that much better. So where do we get the revised edition, Lois?
Future Horizons, of course, they are the publisher, and you can go right onto their website. I believe they have it in hardback and ebook, and of course, Amazon. And there, if you just Google Apps for Autism, I believe there's also some independent booksellers around who have it. Okay. But those are the two main ones.
Wonderful. And I know a lot of people love it in the ebook version of it because it's a pretty intensive, heavy book.
It's very heavy. Matter of fact, it was delayed because it was 600 pages and they had to condense it to 400. Wow. But I didn't want them to cut anything out, so we just kind of pushed it together.
Right.
However, I have made it sectional, and I wanted it to be easy to read, so it's kind of almost in the style of a bathroom reader, where you don't have to sit down and go cover to cover. Yeah. You can say, oh my gosh, I really need something in literacy. I think my child can spell. I want an app that can help me determine this, or can bring him along, or can teach him something. So you just go to that section and just read through a few things. You're going to get some tips from experts. You're going to read some success stories from other students, and how these apps worked out with them. And so you're not just going to get the use this app for literacy. You're going to get, oh, this is how you use it, and this is how the experts say to use it, and these are the types of things to look for. So there we go. I'm very proud of that it's not a heavy read.
Yeah, no, I love it. We're all about the bathroom book reader because sometimes that's the time you have, right?